Hello and welcome back to Jikoronpa. And now, listen, we are getting to the body discovery announcement in this episode. No matter, I don't care if I'm here for 3 hours, we are getting to see a dead body today, or I will riot, and everyone who's watching should rightfully riot, because I was looking at the previous episode and I was like editing a bit, and I realized, okay, I could probably split it into 2 episodes. So, whenever I went on this long tangent before doing the 11th or 10th free time event, I was like, that's going to be the last episode, so this is going to be the beginning. But I was thinking about it and I realized, huh, this day life actually has to be gone for quite a while, and it might be going on longer than the chapter one one now. I think it might have been because ever since day 9, I was like pretty sure we were getting to the end of it, and I was thinking, oh wow, we're almost at the body. It's been paced quite well, and I've been having that mentality the whole time. So now that we're at day 11, and the length of this has actually been quite similar to the length of chapter 1 day life, I have been like, oh yeah, I guess it has been quite a while. And I already said at the last episode how I felt about the pacing, so I'm not going to retread old ground. Like, I feel like the pacing is something I say every single time we get here, so it's like, oh yeah, stop commenting again. Ballroom. Anyway, I'm going to hang out with Tsubaki probably. Kitchen, backstage, living room. Okay, I'm going to finish off Tsubaki's free time events. And something that's important to think about is that we finished Seinuke's free time events. I don't know if I put it in last episode or 2 episodes ago because I recorded it on the same time frame, but at the end of Seinuke's free time events, there was a mention about paradise, which was obviously linked to his truth. And obviously the creator could have just only put that there because we found out his truth at the end of chapter 1, so it's very likely if you finish his free time events, unless you spend 5 of the 6 free time events with him, you'd already know what his truth is. But I'm going to keep my eyes open to see if there's anything interesting said that reveals Tsubaki's truth.
Tsubaki and I discussed how strange Dia is. Eventually, she made me realize the pun of Dia's name.
What? Strange. Dia.
Huh.
Dia. Someone has to tell me what the pun is, because I remember saying, oh, it's the same thing from Persona, the healing spell. I know there's apparently a pun that I don't even see, so now I'm just confused.
Tsubaki and I grew a little closer today. Well, I guess it's time for another story.
Yup. Are you prepared?
Ready as I'll ever be. I did take a little time drawing something before coming here. It's not the best, but it'll add to the story, won't it? Here we go, Hikari. You can do this. You made this especially for Tsubaki, so she'll have to like it, right? At least, I hope so. There was once a land called Oh, it was called Destruction Des. Yeah, and in that land.
Wait, didn't you just rearrange the parts of destruction? This is worse than the poorly written names I see in fantasy novels every so often. At least names like Destiny sound cool to an extent.
Okay, I can admit I'm not good with names, but still, I only had a short time to prepare this. You can criticize me after you have to make up a whole world for one short story, okay?
Dang, the shorty's getting feisty. I respect that. But go on. I'll try not to give my expert critique while you talk.
Well, in that land, there were two rulers. One ruler was quieter, preferring to watch the land from afar. The other ruler took charge every day, unafraid to say their mind in front of their subjects.
Something I will note was that when we had to make the choice back in our second free tournament, we had to choose between an anecdote, a personal story, or something or fantasy themed that wasn't real, a non-fiction story. And this is clearly non-fiction. So I wonder if this is the story that we would have told her back back in the second free time event of hers. I think that'd be interesting if so, because if it was, that means that would limit the free time events to only 3. Huh. Interesting.
The land was full of disaster every single day. Earthquakes shook the ground, Fires turned homes into mere ashes. Storms tore families apart. And these disasters caused the two rulers to drift apart.
Drift apart, huh? Like, literally be apart because of earthquakes spin the land apart? Or...
Figuratively. I didn't think about how that metaphor could be taken literally. I guess your story criticism may be a little necessary sometimes. Anyways, as the dashes continued, the subjects of the land grew angry with the two rulers. They cried out, but the louder ruler only made the subjects angrier, while the quieter leader was too scared to face them at all. The disasters continued to harm the land, and as it did so, more and more people decided to leave the land. Only a short time passed before every subject left, leaving the two rulers alone in a chaotic land. The louder ruler loved the constant chaos of the land, but somewhat wished that the subjects stayed. The quieter ruler liked knowing what to expect every day, even if it hurt them, but they still wished they could change how every day was. As a more terrible disaster than the rest shook the land, the two rulers huddled together one fateful evening, and finally confessed their fears. I miss our people dearly, the first said, struggling to admit it. Despite how tough and forward they always acted, they couldn't help but wish for the return of their people. This one sudden change was too much for them. I want to go beyond this land, the second said, afraid of what the other would say. They knew what to expect each day, and they knew what would come, despite being relieved into chaotic certainty. Even the land they grew so used to started to become a thing they despised. And as they finally confessed everything, they hugged each other and... Here's the moment of truth. They started traveling different lands together.
Well, I was gonna say it was quite obvious that it was obviously meant between the two and Tsubaki's face. Okay.
They started traveling different lands together. The quieter one promised to always be there for the second, and the louder one promised to make it easier to handle new lands.
And I'm gonna say in the 4 Freedom event, I said the two of them were gonna hug, and in Hikari's story they hugged. I'm just saying I'm omniscient. I'm stealing Colette's word.
Guys had inevitable conflicts in the future. The two of them helped each other face it all. No change could scare them. No false certainty could deceive them. Nothing could stop them now. The end. That silence isn't a good sign, is it? I should probably have done something different.
I love it. I love it a lot. Trust me.
That's blunt, even coming from you. I mean, you just insult the heck out of me. It's kind of weird for you to just compliment it like that.
I mean it. It means a lot to me.
How so? God, how did you actually call on me? I'm actually very terrified of you. Face turns blue.
Okay, I might not have written all that much poetry compared to you, but I'm not that dumb when it comes to allegories.
So, you got what I based the story off of?
It wasn't exactly the most subtle, to be honest, so it wasn't that hard to figure it out. Yep, you and me, partners in crime. Also, the picture of you and me didn't really make it any less subtle, to be honest, so I'm not sure who didn't get it.
Doesn't mean...
I'm joking. You're a bad liar.
You're a bad comedian.
But anyways, I'm guessing your whole story meant that you want me to be my stability, huh? And you secretly want some sort of change in your life?
I guess I've gotten so stuck in my mindset that it's hard to admit, but I don't want to be like this forever. To constantly feel like I'm responsible for every struggles or responsible for every mistake. It's hard to change or to get used to it, but you're so used to it. Maybe with you, I can feel a little better about changing.
You're not like Kyo at all. Last time you asked if something happened to Kyo, and I guess I can tell you. They died.
So sorry.
Don't be. Kyo was a piece of crap sometimes, but I was shitty too. That's one reason why we got along so well. Sure, you deny things, Hikari. Everyone does. But you're cool enough to realize stuff. To want to change.
Okay.
Hell yeah. I admire that in a way. I guess I'm used to outside change, but inner change is something I know nothing about. Though I still don't really get why you're sympathizing with me. I guess I better get used to that change too. I mean, who knows? You might make another sappy story to get through to me again.
You said you loved it.
I do, but you've got to admit it's a little on the nose with your intentions, especially with the drawing having an uncanny resemblance to us. A resemblance is a very generous word. It is quite literally a one-to-one portrait of you.
I guess so.
Anyways, I think we've got a little tale for you too. Not a story exactly. Something way shorter. You know the poems we were supposed to write at the start? I wrote one. Kept it in my pocket this whole time. If you let me take that little drawing off yours, I'll give you my poem. I really want to keep that drawing, if possible. I mean, I'm pretty sure she would have given you the drawing, even if you didn't offer anything in return, so, but I guess you just feel bad about taking it.
Of course. For you to have it, Tsubaki.
And now that I think about it, I guess it makes a lot more sense that the poem Seinuke gave me was the poem he wrote on the first day we were here. There. Neat. Here you go.
As Tsubaki pulled a very crumpled piece of paper out of her pocket, I handed her the drawing. Though it may be an exaggeration in the eyes of anybody else, it feels like we have an unbreakable bond.
Free time end. You received Tsubaki's poem. To view it, head to the evidence menu. And to the evidence menu we shall go. Here we go. Here we go. Sometimes I think time stops uncomfortably. Which clock has broken time? The watch on my wrist, tightening and tightening uncomfortably. The clock on the wall, watching me, watching me, watching me. The old grandfather clock, creaking, 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 creaking. But no, the broken clock had always been me. Reading Tsubaki Sada's poem. Reading this makes you feel strange. The poem is formatted oddly, with odd breaks for the lines and spaced out words. However, it still brings you a sense of comfort knowing this chaotic poem was written by Tsubaki. So clearly time, irreversibility, the past. Oh, I don't. It's obviously has something to do with time, but I feel like the word is going to be very much more poetic, for lack of a better word. Like I doubt it's just going to be the truth of the past, because that's very basic. Like we have shadows, crystals, earthquakes, and paradise so far. So what? The truth, the regrets, the truth of. I don't. It's not going to be the truth of clocks. That's way too on the nose, and that's not even that doesn't even sound right. But it definitely has something to do with how she feel like she doesn't have a grasp on time, and it's obviously she doesn't like how time is leaving her grasp, something like that.
Soon, I headed back to my room. Huh. Step in the time. I thought more about what I should do. I don't think I have anything else to do still. It's still a while before I have to meet Ryu. What should I do?
Oh, okay, so we're gonna have to go until we hang out with Ryu. Okay. Honestly, what am I gonna do? I actually didn't even think about it, because I thought that would really be the last one. Oh, it is getting a bit much, all the free time events. Who am I gonna hang out with now? Hmm. Let's go with Kolash. Why not? It'll be an entertaining last free time event. Even though this is like the third time I said this is going to be the last free time event, and I've been wrong so far. So who knows? Well, let's go ahead. Is Hiki available? I want to make sure you're there. Okay, there. So live backstage. Okay, Kolash, let's do this. Yeah, it is getting a bit much. Like, I don't know why. There's just so much free time events, and it just. I remember saying this in chapter 1. Like, I don't want to come off as like all I want to do is solve murders and investigate. I get that. I feel like I might be coming off like that, but that's not how I truly don't feel like that way. I feel like there's a balance between having a good length and there being too much. And I do feel like we are definitely in the range of there being too much free time. Pretty little flower petal. What has led you here, I wonder?
Well, let's spend a good 10 minutes talking about her realm. She had a lot to say about it. A lot of gory things to say. I've seen Colette and I have gotten a little closer today.
Oh, do you wish to make a contract with me, mortal soul?
Uh-huh. A contract?
Yes, for the low price of a mansion and your heart. Perhaps you may be granted my demonic power. But you better hope nobody has a wish they'd be willing to kill for.
No, thank you. I have enough power already.
I see. Then, what powers do you possess? You have a lot to live up to. So I have even managed to make a man faint in my sheer power. Literally, God, it was actually kind of, it was, I kind of didn't like it. He kind of like just died. I was like, oh God, this is even fun if you're passed out. Come on, wake up so I can scare you. Like, what is it? Literally, I scared him into fainting. It was a miracle nobody sued me.
I can make good flower puns, like, wow, that was, yeah, never mind.
If you speak the truth, then showcase to me such abilities.
Oh, do you want to be my friend? Because as a gardener, I can make sure we're flower buds.
Oh, you're about to make me faint just like that guy did. Hopefully I don't end up in a water fountain like he did.
Wasn't that bad?
No. It was good, Petals. I liked it.
You did?
Yeah. If the goddess of this crumbling world compliments you, you better be sure to believe her.
Glad you liked it then.
Yeah. But anyways, what did you want to talk to me about if you didn't need anything from me?
I wanted to hang out, I guess. You seem like a really interesting person, and by interesting, I guess I mean like a psychotic nutshell, but minor details. Your personality is, more extravagant than what I'm used to, but I think you're not that bad still.
Extravagant? Yeah, I can see that. It takes a while for some to get used to this act of mine. But hey, it's fun to pretend to be a queen of darkness, so who cares about what others think? No mortals can harm the inner psyche of such a powerful entity such as me, after all.
I understand. There was some drama club kid back in my town who really got into those kinds of theatre acts. It was a lot of fun when I ran into them, even if it was a bit strange at first.
Perhaps they shall join my gang one day.
You have a gang?
Indeed, little soul. We wander across the earth, rivers in laughter and spreading tales of our greatness upon this land. We scavenge, we terrorize, we fabricate and beguile and seduce. We are the ones who shall restore the eternal darkness upon this earth. The felines!
Your gang is a bunch of cats.
Yes, I am leopard. We have a jaguar and tiger and panther and cheetah and household normal cat.
Actually, that sounds oddly adorable. Like a little army of cats following you and meowing alongside you.
Oh, but that is a misconception. Though it is a dream to have an army of such fantastical divines at my command. Our group is only inspired by such entities. We're a group of teens and kids around our town. In reality, but it's a lot cooler with the way I said it before, ain't it? We even have matching tattoos. This little tattoo on my shoulder is the symbol of our extraordinary group. Oh, and you remember when I called myself the feline of fables, right?
Oh, yeah. When you first introduced yourself to me, I think you mentioned that. And not to mention the other time you say it every single day that we've been here. Like, yeah, I memorized this.
Indeed, my loyal subject. Within my kingdom, all those who inhabit are granted such a title. For example, alongside the feline of fables, there was also the feline of fireworks, the feline of fabrics, and so on. The feline of fireworks and the feline of fabrics. Well, I doubt it has anything to do with the game, but obviously we know that Malwyn and Colette met each other previously. There, you don't think the feline of fabrics is going to be Chiyuki? Surely not. But who would be the feline of fireworks? You have an adventurer, a historian, an investigator, a gardener, a journalist, an artist, a bodyguard, a romance novelist, a photographer, pop idol, biker, storyteller, pop idol. I guess fireworks could happen at a pop concert, even though that feels a bit strenuous or something.
Wow! So that's why you're the feline of fables.
Because yeah, she tells fables, I guess. Indeed. Many of our divine mission center around telling stories to mortals in town, exploring abandoned places and more. No matter what, the felines are the most powerful, wonderful group of individuals in any realm. You can trust me on that.
That sounds so cool. I'd love to be in a little group like that. Doing random things together and having fun. I can imagine how awesome it'd be to have a huge group of friends like that. But then again, that's unrealistic for somebody like me. At most, I've had temporary friends from school, I think. Not lasted long enough to even really think about forming a friend group. I guess that's another reason why I'm so jealous of Naoki sometimes. A huge group of friends with a similar interest is something I can only dream of.
Who said it was unrealistic?
Me? It was like 10 seconds ago. Oh god, are we losing you, Colette?
Oh, but don't fool yourself, mortal being. Even if you may be able to ascend to godhood, being amongst the infinite constellations of the ethereal plane.
English, please.
You can be part of my group if you want to. Only if you want to know. So, like, I want you to be there or anything. No, it's only if you. You don't have to think of it as unrealistic anymore.
Oh, sorry. Don't worry. You don't need to let me join you because of what I said. You don't need to pity me. Trust me. I'll be okay. Sorry if I made you. Oh my god, not the ominous. Why are you staring at me? Let's go, let's continue to ominously make weird noises from her mouth. She slowly inched closer and closer to my face, starting to lift her heels. I felt too stunned to move back, but then...
What?
Our noses touched. What happened?
That's how certain felines kiss, little soul.
Kiss? We met. I really don't think we should move this quick.
I like how she didn't even say we met recently. She just said we met, which could be really an insight for literally anybody on this planet. Well, not everybody on this planet, but you can know someone for 10 years or you can know someone for 2 minutes, and we met would apply equally. And that is one method of how I pass my malevolent curses onto unsuspected mortals.
Oh. Right, a glad thing.
From now on, you shall be cursed to accompany me as I teach you how to ascend the levels of divinity I am amongst.
Huh?
It is a shame some mortals cannot comprehend my otherworldly way of speech. But I suppose I shall communicate this information to you in a term more mortals will catch on to. You'll be taught more by being a member of my group.
Oh, are you sure? You really don't need to.
Do you want to be cursed yet again, Petals? I have many curses awaiting you, my dear mortal.
Fine. Curses, please, for my sake. Oh, good. I don't want to think how embarrassing our first curse was for me.
Be prepared, mortal, for what you'll have ahead isn't for the faint of heart.
As Celeste continued to warn me about her terrifying group, I wondered how I got roped into this. I really hope she's been pinning me or anything. I shouldn't have said anything at all. But better than not trying at all, I guess. Maybe this'll be fun. Maybe. Oh God! In second thought, I hope my prediction is right, and she does Daisaku, and I cannot do another free time with her. I would probably. Oh God.
So we're obviously going to go be meeting Ryu right now. It's the night of day 11, and Ryu apparently has our secret. And that is something I was thinking about. It feels a little odd to have four. I'm assuming 4 folders were released each day, so now everybody has a secret of somebody else. So now everybody has a secret. So everyone's dirt is out there, and it can be exposed if people want to do it. If people want to expose them. I want to confuse it. I doubt we're going to be getting what all 12 secrets are, because maybe we will, but that'd be kind of unrealistic, and I don't know how compelling it would be if we got. I feel like everyone's would just be rushed if that was the case. And that's why I was like really excited when only 4 was released on day 1, because I thought there would be a murder then, and then we get to really explore those 4 people specifically, and everything we would revolve around them. But now that we're day 11, and presumably everyone's secrets are out, it's kind of like, oh, why don't we just release them on day 9 and just let the chaos ensue? Because if the murder wasn't going to happen before all the secrets were released, why even bother delaying it like that? I guess because, and even if it was for like the telling other people what your secrets are. We didn't tell Claire about our secret until the night of day 10, which was almost 2 days after we got our secret. So it's like, it's a bit odd.
I thought more about what to do. I leaned against the wall and stared up at the ceiling. Yet, as I looked up, yeah, why is it back?
Yeah, so Hikari has been getting headaches. I'm not sure if she got it first this morning or the morning of day 10, but she got a headache recently in the morning, and now she has one again, I'm guessing. And I feel like it has to. No, it was definitely the morning of day 11 because Dia was saying something about rearranging who got her secret. But yeah, basically, Carrie has been becoming cognizant of Dia's dreams, of the dream she has of Dia. And in the dream last night, Dia basically said that she was going to try and change who got her secret folder, and that person turned out to be Ryu. And when she woke up, she had a headache. So there's Carrie clearly has something to do with Dia, right? That's clearly something that's going on here. And I feel like Carrie's secret has something to do with that. And if Carrie doesn't remember it, that will just substantiate what I feel like towards Asuka, that the memory is missing. And everyone's memories are missing to a certain extent. So that's why I'm really curious to see what it's in the Ryu's folder. But I feel like it's going to have something to do with Dia, or something about running the skilling game. And it will make with the contextualization of that secret folder make more sense as to what the dreams mean.
This damn headache. This might be a migraine, even.
Of course, there's the other possibility that we go to Ryu's room and he just dies. This is the other possibility.
I've been trying to ignore it. but it's starting to hurt a lot again. This is what I get for being so stupid and sleeping against a cabinet. I should check if there's any medicine that can help. The infirmary might have some. I walked up to the infirmary entrance, but as I almost stepped in, I heard singing. Huh? I poked my head through the door.
Well, presumably Chiyuki? Yeah, helping Toshi. Well, Toshi is alive. That is one good thing, I suppose. when we tried to look for him earlier and we didn't bother finding him, he might have been dead that entire time, but he's not dead, so that's something to celebrate, I suppose.
It was Chiyuki and Toshi.
Literally, anytime I see Asuka, Toshi, Iki, or Colette, I'm like, okay, the murder hasn't happened yet. We can rule him off as the victim.
So you shall see your dear Melody. And so you shall see your dear Melody. Chiyuki was singing with a lot of passion, while Toshi watched her eyes, not saying a word. Means the world to me. And it's done.
Oh, wait, no.
Wait, no, just speaking of her. It's done. Toshi? It was brilliant as the one before. And the one before that. And the one before that. And it never ceases to amaze me how you put so much care into your songs. Love and care into each and every song is the most important part. Without it, none of them would remedy a single shattered heart. If my songs did not have the light I would guide everyone towards, I would not deserve to be called the moth of the sun blossoms, would I? Nonsense. Your heart may carry darkness sometimes, yes, but I will lure you out to the inner demons with the power of my friendship. You shall! What an extraordinarily amazing ability! As the two of them continued to talk, I tried to sneak past them and get to the medicine cabinet. I did not want to deal with that mess. But my plan didn't work. I was unsure how I was going to, considering there was no wall to hide myself, and they were kind of just sitting on a bed, so I'm not sure how I would get to point A to point B without them noticing me, because they were quite literally there with no obstructing the view from me, so I'm very confused on how I thought this plan would work. Hikari, I'm ecstatic to see you here. Oh, sorry for barging in here. I didn't want to bother you two. I only need some medicine. Don't dare apologize to your general. Instead, hold your head high and be proud of yourself. Take whatever you need and don't hesitate to care for yourself. You deserve to be a priority, just as much as any other warrior. I'm guessing Chiyuki's song helped him. If you say so. Give me a second and then I can talk. I fumbled a bit with my hands. I searched the medicine cabinets until I found the tablets I was looking for. Then I got a cup of water from the sink and swallowed down the tablets. Phew! Hopefully it goes away soon. Are you not available to converse? It is okay if you are not. Like Toshi stated, please put your well-being into priority. No, it's fine. I feel like I'm gonna pass out, but other than that, if you are certain. Out of curiosity, what are you two doing before I entered? I heard some singing. Yes, Chiyuki reached out to me and offered to assist me in my quest. So, you must have heard a bit about the most incredible human melody to ever exist. It restored all my health points in seconds. Points? But you had not been harmed, if I recall. Did you get wounded without my notice somehow? I must not pay enough attention. No, Chiyuki, I mean the mental wounds of my heart. I have infinite health points. The greatest warrior to ever live can't use a single fight. Of course, my health points are measured in a different way. Your melody had enough magical properties to restore everything, even the most obscure mental, emotional, and physical wounds. You must be exaggeration. They're not mystical at all. Now I'm pissed that this guy ruined one of my lines again. I'm so sorry. Look how happy Toshi is. Your songs helped him, Chiyuki. But you and your songs are wonderful. See? We're both right.
You shouldn't dare disagree.
Thank you, you two. I suppose they must have some special attributes if you two appraise them so much.
Of course.
I'm glad you're doing a lot better, Toshi. Especially after what happened with Asuka 2 days ago.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Why do you look so sad? Oh, sorry. Did remind you of the fact that your best friend in this hellhole kind of yelled at you and told you to stop being a delusional freak? Did it remind you of that upset you, hurt you?
Chiyuki was beneficial to my current state. My main challenge still hasn't been overcome. Something is making me too much of a coward to confront it head on.
What do you mean?
I still want to talk to Asuka, even if I'm frustrated with their actions. But I have no idea what's going on through their head. I have no idea what to say to them. How can I help his warrior if he doesn't even know something as simple as that? How can a general insult his warrior and abandon them in the midst of a war? How can a general be such a failure?
At least you're not afraid of them. At least you're still thinking about their well-being. Did something happen with that Hikari? I can barely even look at them right now without being an anxious mess. Without feeling completely frozen. You're not a coward, Toshi.
Oh my god, I thought you said
You're not a coward, Toshi. You're annoying, but
I really thought you called him annoying. Actually, I'm something wrong with that.
you're not a coward, Toshi. You're annoying, but you're not afraid to even look at somebody you consider more than a stranger at one point. I almost said considered a friend. Why? We're not supposed to be friends. We're not much more than strangers.
This can't stand. I must take the role of a general. I cannot give up on my warriors, especially when the bonds forged amongst them are in peril. I will repair the bond between the two of you, no matter what. That is my declaration. And if you need any assistance at all in your request, I will be a warrior as well. Wonderful. Now, you shall be the mystical and magical part of the army. We cannot give up now, Chiyuki. Was that Chiyuki's line previously? Yeah.
If you need my assistance at all in your quest, I will be a warrior as well.
Fantastic.
I don't really understand, but it seems like you've gotten some of your usual spunk back. Yes, though we may falter at times, I believe in us and our unending devotion to the unity of the group.
Indeed. You're already working up to be a fantastic warrior, Chiyuki. I hope as your general I can make you proud. In any case, I must begin my mission. I will find Asuka and get through to them no matter the cost. Understand?
I understand. Good luck, Toshi. We'll definitely see you tomorrow and nothing bad will happen to you. Yes, I agree, nothing bad will ever happen to you. By tomorrow, our group shall be reunited, fish with more with your efforts. With his excitement and passion returning, Toshi waved goodbye and rushed off.
I am wondering how long is it till our meeting with Ryu? Because he asked us to be there for 7 or 8, and it's already a moon at the top right. Like, are we late to the meeting?
I hope the two of them can get along again and help each other. Even if they're strangers to me, they're not strangers to each other. I can tell, and why is the music suddenly getting suspenseful? Oh God! I looked at the bed Toshi was sitting on a second ago. That's where he was after he got injured by Dia. And I was so desperate to make amends, even if he kept saying I wasn't to blame. I don't want any of this to be my fault, Daisuke. So why does it feel like it still is? Even after everything you tried to tell me. Are you thinking about him? I'm not thinking about anything. You do not have to lie. I promise. I recognize that look. You had a similar expression when you first reached out to me a few days ago. I miss him as well. That's not true. He was a stranger, Chiyuki. I shouldn't care. You do not have to hide anything, Hikari. I promise I will do all I can in order to... Aren't I a stranger to you, too? Why do you even care? You don't know anything about me, Chiyuki. Stop caring so much before it kills you, too. Hikari. I need to go. Before I could think twice about that, I was running.
Duh.
Then I was back in my room, my pony backed up against the wall. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I do anything I do. I'm not supposed to care. I'm supposed to stop you weak. So why do I feel so bad? Why do I feel like this? I want to stop feeling like this. For once, I only want this to go away. Please, go away. Go away. Go. Please. Is it so bad to want a silent moment? Is it so bad to want a moment of peace in my own head? Please. I just want this to stop. For 1 second, please, please, please let everything be quiet. Please. I blacked out. When I woke up next, I immediately looked up at the clock. I stood up. I walked out of my room. I went over to Ryu's door. I knocked. The door opened a few inches. Ryu peeked out of the crack.
Wow, I'm actually kind of tearing up. That was like, I don't know if that's sweat or tears, but my eyes feel something. God. Whew. Well, Ryu, after I broke down right next to, I do think it's interesting that Chiyuki and Fuyuka are clearly counterparts. Where Chiyuki, I was like saying a couple of episodes ago that there's two upsides. At the beginning, Hikari cared too much about what people think, and now she's caring too little or wants to care too little about what people think. And I'm saying there was a balance needs to be hit, but clearly Chiyuki and Fuyuka are like a kind of those two opposites. Where Fuyuka is teaching her to treat everyone as strangers that they don't care, but Chiyuki is telling her that Hikari is okay to care and that she can be vulnerable around her, and if they work together, they could really balance Hikari out and maybe even help each other in the process. But now that Hikari is just constantly either one side or the other, they can't help her. But I do think it's very interesting now Chiyuki and Fuyuka are those two counterparts, and that was even shown in the first investigation when Fuyuka kind of chastised Chiyuki, and even during when there was a blackout during the concert, Fuyuka went against Chiyuki, and they were like clearly Fuyuka was for the group and Chiyuki was for the group, but they went different ways for it. But now they're kind of both individuals. Now they're both helping the individuals more than the group itself. And I think it's still interesting how they're both going at very different ways about it. But they both want the best for Hikari, which is very interesting.
It's only you. Good. Come in. I nodded. I entered Ryu's room. He shut his door. What information did you get? You mentioned your brother before, right? It was, after I mentioned my mom's in the video for the first motive. Yeah. Why is that relevant? Ryu turned around. He walked back to his desk and pulled out a folder. It was like the one I got. Your brother's related to the death game starting somehow. You must be joking. Why would he have anything to do with this? Why would my so-called information be about him and not me? Did you bring me here for some kind of joke?
Because your truth is the truth of shadows, and even your motive truth is you being overshadowed by him. Ooh.
I'm telling the truth, Hikari. It might sound unrealistic, but please, this folder has the proof. I'll check. You held out the folder for me. I took it. I stared at the first piece of paper in the folder, holding it close. It was a handwritten letter. It was Naoki's handwriting. I see you have considered my participation in the new distortion project. I guarantee that I will bring a variety of benefits to this project. My abilities and personal experiences are indispensable. I have included reviews and recommendations from professional authors and professors. I have also included examples of my work. Everything in this is sufficient for what you have asked me to provide. I request that you notify me immediately if you have any questions or concerns. Oh, I'm starting to remember now. A few months ago, Naoki signed up for a project. He didn't tell me much about it, but I remember the name. The Distortion Project. Did you know anything about this, Hikari? I didn't know about this. I, I, I swear. I, I can remember him signing up for something, for a special position in a huge project, but I had no clue it was related to this. He always applied for everything he could. He always. Why? Why didn't I notice? Yeah, it's all right, Hikari. I believe you. I don't think you're related to this game starting or anything. I was only concerned.
Okay, theory. Dia is Naoki. Not going to explain further. Not going to theorize further. Dia is Naoki. That's all I'm saying.
Gosh, I shouldn't have done this at all. What does this mean? What's the relation between Naoki signing up for something related to this thing and me being here? Is he the reason I'm here? Is everything I'm going through because of him somehow? Hey, Carrie? Are you okay? You're shaken. As my thoughts delved deeper, my body had started to tremble. I hadn't even noticed it until Ryu pointed it out. Why did this happen? Why? I'm guessing you're feeling a bit betrayed. I can understand. I'm sorry you had to find out like this, Hikari. Do you want to do something? Like eat something? And watch a few horror movies? I uh, brought some champon and candy from the kitchen a few minutes before you got here. I was expecting you. They're still good if you want some. That sounds nice. I didn't have the energy to argue. I needed any kind of distraction.
But I will say, if Dia is Naoki, that would make sense about why Dia is so head bent on Hikari being okay and Hikari getting all these benefits. It would make sense. Because Naoki would presumably want her sister to live. And maybe he signed up for this project, and maybe, I'm not sure how it would work if Naoki is Dia. Like maybe his brain got put into Dia, or if it's a virtual world, his data or his consciousness went into Dia himself, maybe. And now that Naoki's realized that his sister's in this situation, he's trying his best to help her through being Dia and kind of breaking the rules. That maybe?
Ryu got everything ready, handed me some of the soup, and taken a pull for himself. The two of us sat in his bed as the movie he prepared started playing. I was about to eat my first portion of the soup, but
Please tell me you didn't pick the movie that Mayume used to record the sounds for Daisuke's murder.
wait. Huh? Is something wrong? Can we switch bowls? I remember to put extra pork and chicken in one of them.
Now, Ryu, I'm not sure if you're trying to be suspicious, but if we are switching bowls, I am not eating any of the food because I am scared for my life that it is poisoned or drugged or something.
Chicken a lot of. Oh, well, my mom made it with a lot of extra meat when I was a kid. I tried to replicate the way she made it. It was an accident that I gave you the wrong one, though. Sure. I don't mind switching. Thank you. With a sigh of relief from you, the two of us switched bowls. A special bowl of champon and my favorite candies from when I was a kid. It's a bit weird, but it helps me feel better. I'm glad it does. I took in the meal, enjoying its taste. Ryu ate most of the candies. In the end, He wasn't able to eat all that much of his soup. He had a stomachache from too much candy. In the end, he wasn't able to eat all that much of his soup. He had a stomachache from too much candy.
Well, now that is interesting. Ryu is the one who got a stomachache and not me, which means did someone else poison it and Ryu just somehow saved my life? Which Ryu, if you die, I thank you for saving my life. I won't forget you. But that's interesting. I guess it is just an innocent mistake, but it is something that if I was in a dash game and someone said that to me, I'd be like, no. And if I do switch, I'm not eating the food. No way.
Even if I was a little awkward at first, watching the movie with Ryu was comforting. He pointed out parts of the movie he liked. He laughed at all the jump scares. He even had a brighter smile than I had ever seen from him before. His smile was contagious. End up laughing along with him. Time flew by, and we finished the second horror movie. Whoa! This is going to be set up for a sequel, huh? Probably. A lot of horror movies like to leave the endings open-ended, or give a small hint of the monster or killer return somehow. Okay, that does definitely add to the fear of it. Definitely. A lot of people complain that it's cheap, but I disagree. I love the concept of a protagonist attempts even to succeed, but actually ended in failure. It makes the terror of the movie seem unstoppable. And it's great. I nodded, laughed along with Rio. His enthusiasm was definitely rubbing off on me. I didn't know I could laugh like this again. Thanks for suggesting this, Rio. Huh? Oh, no problem. Horror movies help me, so I thought they might help you. Can I ask something? Yeah, yeah. How are you able to sit next to me right now without any paranoia, without any fear, without anything? With everything happening, it seems impossible. It is impossible. Huh?
I have a gun. I was like,
Okay, I see what's happening. With the help of nice people, sometimes thoughts get a little quieter, but they're always at my side, no matter what I do. I'm not used to trusting many people and assuming things about them, but it's gotten even worse lately. Everywhere I turn, it feels like somebody might be targeting me, or like I'll be used as a puppet for somebody's murder. I'm so scared all of the time, Hikari. Then why do you seem to trust me?
Mayumi hurt both of us. She betrayed me, but she took the life of your friend. She almost took your life too. More than anybody. It's like you might be going through thoughts like the ones I'm going through.
I see.
Can can I ask a question to? Sure, let's continue the trauma.
Yeah,
How are you able to join the group so much? To not be afraid of talking to them?
I don't know. But if you want to rejoin the group in time, I think I have an idea. A number of us have a coaching meeting every morning. Iki, Tsubaki, Sinosuke, and me. It's been helpful to me so far. If you want a small group to adjust before rejoining the group completely, I think it's a good option.
I'm not sure. Won't Tsubaki judge me? Or Sinosuke make weird jokes about how I die? Well, that's kind of the charm, to be honest. You get used to it. It's kind of the. That's kind of what pulls me into it.
It's true that Tsubaki is way too honest and that Sinosuke's jokes suck, but what's so funny?
You were very blunt about all that.
Oh, I guess so.
Uh, Maybe you can tell me more about the meetings. about how you share stuff or what you talk about.
I have an even better idea. Let's read some of the poems I wrote to the group and have a test run.
Test run?
Yeah, we store the poems from every meeting in a drawer in the arch room. I can find some of mine and pretend I'm reading to the group, maybe? While we do that, I can also tell you what everyone said of my poems and what it was like sharing.
That does seem kind of fun.
It's a lot of fun, trust me.
I guess hearing you read out some of your poetry couldn't hurt. I'll do it.
You will? That's great. Let's head to the ash room. It's late, so I don't think we'll be interrupted by anybody. And we definitely won't find any body. And even though this is like the 14th time I've made such a joke, if I keep making this every time we go to somewhere new, I'll eventually be right. So take that.
Yeah.
I took Ryu's hand and led him out the door. With a skip in every step, we came to the second floor elevator.
I'm excited. Let's do this, Hikari.
It was a few moments before the elevator started to move, but before long, it was shaking and going up. Maybe it's okay to care about the people here. Maybe it's okay for them to not be strangers.
Something I want to say, if we are about to find a dead body, something I do want to say is, because it took a second for the elevator to move, that means it must have been on the second floor when we pressed the button. Which means, if the killer did kill someone on the second floor, either they're still on the second floor now when we find the body, or the killer left, someone went up to the second floor and found the body and didn't say anything. I'm just going to put it out in the world in case we do find a body.
If I'm this happy with Ryu, then maybe I can be happy with everyone else too. While I was thinking, the elevator doors opened. I expected the room to be empty, but that wasn't the case.
Oh. Okay, here we go. Oh, damn it. Okay. That's that's unfortunate. I was hoping because that we didn't get to do their free time events, that meant they would be safe, but damn. Okay, well I suck at predicting things. Oh, Asuka. Well, well now I'm annoyed because I was really invested in my idea of Toshi dying and Asuka making it to the end and figuring out Kazuyuki was a traitor, and Kazuyuki might not have been the traitor, and now I just feel like I'm delusional about everything. But to be fair, saying this game was the chapter one culprit, not thinking Daisuke would die. I've been delusional about everything so far. So what do I even know? Okay, I'm fine. Okay, Asuka dying. That actually sucks so much because I was really starting to enjoy them. And I was enjoying them since the end of chapter one, and I didn't even get to do any of the free time events because they decided to go away. I guess it was the obvious choice. I fell for the same thing. Daisuke was set up to be a traitor, and I was like, he's not gonna die because that'd be too obvious because he's suspicious of being the traitor. Then he dies. Asuka set up as the traitor. I do the exact same thing, and then Asuka dies. Who's going to be the traitor in chapter 3? Because no matter who it is, I'm just going to say they're the victim. Because I'm probably going to be wrong if there's another person to be revealed to the traitor in chapter 3. I'm going to say they're the victim, and they're probably not going to die just to spite me. Oh, okay. Damn. That's okay. Well, I guess I should give my closing thoughts on the chapter 2 daily life. I will say, for day 6 to like day 9, I think I really enjoyed. I do think day 10 and day 11 kind of dragged us out a little bit. Although I said that before, like, if we did everything that happened, the morning of day 9, Asuka got revealed as that secret. We then talked to Colette later that day. Then we went to Ryu, and Ryu helped us calm down, and we watch horror movies, and then we got to this scene. I think it would have kept the tension up, and I think it would have been just it would have flowed better, and it wouldn't have felt like it went on too long. That's just my opinion. I think like day 10 and day 11, like I think obviously I didn't write this, and I'm very impressed with how well written this is so far. So like this is just very minor critiques, but I do think it could have flowed better if there was less days in this chapter, and definitely if there was less free time events. I think there was way more free time events that was warranted, because I think the problem when there's too many free time events, I feel like I get to be able to hang out with everyone I want to, which sounds like something weird because that still sounds like a positive. The more time you get to spend with characters, the better. But I do feel like a certain appeal to these games is that you can be like halfway through a free time event and snap, the character is dead, and you don't ever get to finish their free time events, and you feel like regret for not being able to learn everything you can about them. And that's something I actually really enjoy about the Danganronpa games. But if you have so many free time events, the characters that you really like, you're just gonna be able to do all of them anyway. And even though Asuka's kind of an odd case that they were like my number five, I'm not sure how they rank now. I'd have to look at all the other characters. Considering Colette's lived, I think she's really high now. If Colette, if you make it past this chapter, you could be the killer. I don't think you are, but who knows? I think you could be up there. But yeah, I'm, yeah, I am sad they died. My gut instinct was that one of this duo was dying, but then as the chapter progressed, it moved over to Iki and Colette. But hey, that's how the cookie crumbles. And even between this duo, I was always sure it would be Toshi that died between the two, which is like, oh, that's interesting. With who do I think the killer is? Gut instinct is Iki, probably. That's probably my gut instinct for who the killer is. I don't think Colette would murder. That's just my gut instinct. Then again, I didn't think Mayume would murder. Then we saw how that played out. So maybe my emotional side will get the best of me again. But Iki, I think you have something to do with this. I'll be honest. And something else I want to notice: there is some blood coming in from this room over here, and I'm not sure what room that is. Do we get a map of the second floor? Yes. I don't think we do. First floor map. No, we don't have a second floor map. Yes. So that would help because I thought this was the elevator, but I guess we are facing the direction where the elevator came from. So I guess we're facing the elevator right now. Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Let me just check the rules again. I think three people have to find a body, right? That's not the rules. It's three individuals who discover a body. So if the body discovery announcement does play, that does substantiate what I said about the elevator. But there is blood coming from here, and that scares me quite a bit. And also, Asuka's holding a knife. Okay. Hmm. There's actually I can just get rid of the thing here. So let's look. There's some scratch marks on the table and chair. There's something here on this chair that's tussled over. There's some orange paint here that came from the art room, maybe. Why would they have orange paint? I don't know. Asuka's holding knives. There's blood coming from their neck, so they died very similar to Daisaku then, if they both like got hit in their neck somewhere. And there's some kind of bandage or note here, maybe some tape, maybe, I don't know. And there's blood coming out of this room with the green door, which I think might be the storage room. And maybe there's another body in there that we'll find next time. But you know what? I said I'd go to the body discovery today, and you know what? I am glad we made it. And here's a little fun behind the scenes fact. I had to stop recording this in the middle of the Ryusuke scene. So I literally stopped, came back after like 2 hours, and found Asuka's body after 5 minutes. But you know what? It's fine. With that said, overall, I really enjoyed this chapter. I really enjoyed this daily life. I think it was a lot better than chapter one daily life. I really enjoyed the early interactions, helping Chiyuki, Mao, and Asuka. I really enjoyed the earlier, in the first half of this chapter, I really enjoyed all the interactions, gaining trust of all the characters and learning more about them. I thought that was very compelling. Then with the introduction of the Folus system, I thought the first day of the motive was so good. And then I thought like dragged on a little bit at the like last 2 days, but overall really enjoyed it. I like I said before, the contrast between Chiyuki and Fuyuka, the dynamics between Asuka, Kazuyuki, Toshi and Asuka, Colette and Kazuyuki, Iki and Seinosuke. Tsubaki just kind of being a girl boss by herself, not messing with anybody, which I kind of respect. She just minds her own business, and she's so far it's working for her. But yeah, with that said, really enjoyed this daily life. I'm really excited to go into daily life. If it's anything like chapter one, I'm going to really enjoy it because I was pleasantly surprised at how complex and interesting the chapter one case was. So I'm sure this one will just be equally, if not better, than the chapter one case. But with that said, there's nothing else for me to say. I'm going to guess just before anything happens, Iki's the killer. And we can say Toshi is number two just because that'd be sad, but I doubt it's Toshi. But with that said, there's nothing else for me to say. Bye bye.